Hey guys, what's up? It's Brandon. I'm going to be doing another match analysis. This one is of Handsome Jack versus a lowercase Mike. I'm going to be analyzing this one from Handsome Jack's point of view. I'm probably going to be referring to him as Jesse for the most part, just because that's what we know him as. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. Oh my god, it's loud. Or hold on, that was really loud. Alright, I know Jesse ends up winning the set. But I know it was very close. It was last stock, game 3, I believe. So, it's definitely worth taking a look at.
We have snacks, dude.
Let's see, where did it end up going?
Yeah, be quick with it. I want to make sure of that.
Delfinos. Huh. I'm pretty sure... Oh shit, okay, hold on. There's already a lot. There's already a lot going on. Alright, so the stage pick... I'm pretty sure... Actually, no, Greg likes the stage. I know he likes it as Ganon. I don't know how much he likes it as Snake. And I think Jesse likes it because he picked it here against me and against Tyler. So I know Jesse likes the stage. I honestly have no idea how Greg feels about it for Snake. I feel like it's not very good at all for Snake. But I don't know. So I feel like the stage definitely favors Jesse. Starting off, I like what he does immediately. Actually, with this quick draw cancel back air. It doesn't really do much. In fact, I think he might even get... Yeah, he almost gets punished for it, but it's really cool. Just like throwing it out there to start. And obviously, the quick draw grabs, really cool. Doesn't get much off of it, though.
Yeah, he actually said that one of the only reasons he plays Snake is because Handsome Jack's like, he's better at Snake.
One thing, I mean, it doesn't really make much of a difference because he didn't really get punished too bad for it. One thing he could have done here against these Snake dash attacks, and one thing I know Jesse really never does, he could have crouch canceled. So, I don't know how much Ike can get off of it. I know he can probably get a grab if you crouch cancel then jump cancel grab. And I know Jesse can jump cancel grab, so I don't know. On weak hits, that might be one thing you want to keep in mind. I'm almost certain this would not have knocked him down, though. It seemed too weak. I also feel like, just given by the fact that he plays on a Wiimote, and also just the nature of Greg and his Snake, I feel like you want to play a little bit more of a grounded game. You don't want to really get caught juggled in the air. Because not only on a Wiimote do you not have as many defensive options like readily available to you because your DI is limited. But I don't know, I feel like Greg's just really good at juggling. So you'd probably want to play more of a grounded game, less of a platform-based game.
Lowercasemike.
Ooh, good grab there. That was a good roll to get out of the tech chase. I feel like in this situation, and I think this was probably what you... Actually, I'm not sure if this is what you were going for. That was a crazy arms attack, right? He gets the grab. On DI in, like, based on the way he went, you definitely could have just jumped up and fared him and it would have been the stock. I don't know if that's what you were going for, if you were expecting him to DI a little lower. Because I know a lot of the time he does his dash attack at the ledge, and it does snag people sometimes. But in this particular situation, you would have wanted to use forward air. And even still, like, if you went for the forward air either way, he could have fast fell and covered the ledge anyways, the same way the dash attack probably would have. There's just some option select kind of things to keep in mind. I like how you tried to use the forward air to cover ledge there. Didn't quite get it though. I'm curious though, I actually have no idea who wins what game, except for that Jesse wins game 3. And down throw back air, very good conversion. See, like, I feel like, I don't know in general, but I feel like in this matchup, Ike can get quite a bit off a grab. I mean, he is a Fire Emblem character, and Fire Emblem characters all, like, Marth and Roy get so much off a grab. So, and especially with Quick Draw, you can get a lot of grabs pretty often. So I'd say grab more, because I feel like Jesse doesn't very often. I mean, when he does, he usually gets a lot. So I'd like to see him grab more. Ooh, that was a crazy... ooh, alright, that was beautiful. Very nice conversion, actually. That was a smart idea, and then there, afterwards, to cover it was brilliant. That was actually fucking, like, that was very smart. I don't know how just running away worked there, and there's some of the Wiimote DI coming into play. Because that was very livable. You came very close, it's just Wiimote, man. Gets him up in the air. I don't feel very good about the forward air there. I feel like up air in this situation would have been a much better option, actually. Because I think it comes out faster, and you don't have to, like, commit as hard.
No, this is a snake.
That was a good idea.
Along with a,
The Jesse classic, the forward smash.
Actually, forever. Not really.
You know the definition of forever.
I can kill that.
Alright.
They both kill each other pretty fast. It's like, oh, well,
Great recovery.
Ice recovery's good, but I remember that one.
Jesse hits those like 45% of the time. That's a little low. He probably hits those like 60% of the time, maybe more. Just against me, I know he misses them a lot for some reason. Like a dash attack, gets him off the ledge. Edge guard. Good edge guard. Kind of just like predicts that, because Greg's pretty aggressive, he kind of predicts that he's going to come down with an attack, which he does, and the trade ends up working out in his favor. And not much you can do there.
It was a pretty good song, I'm not gonna lie.
So I mean, Jesse's playing this pretty well. I mean, Snake is just not one of Jesse's best matchups historically. He's lost some questionable sets to several of our Snake players. But he's still making it look pretty good. I mean, he ended up winning, so... That was definitely not intentional. That was really cool. Where he used the second hit of down smash. And in this situation, it either hits, and he can follow up, maybe, or get him off stage. But if it doesn't, this was actually ended up being incredibly safe, because it pushes him off the platform. Greg then drops shield because he thinks, like, okay, well, the attack's over, so I can punish. But now he's off the platform, and he ends up hitting him before Greg can do anything. That's one cool thing that you can do with smash attacks in this game. If you're towards the ledge, it'll push you off, and then you can just follow up immediately. And he kind of took advantage of that. See, I feel like at this point, the last thing Jesse wants to do is get tranked. So maybe committing to side B is not a great option if he's just standing on the ground. Yeah, because the last thing he wants to do is just get tranked. Oh, that was a spaghetti moment. Greg doesn't realize that he's out of trank darts, and Jesse probably expecting him to charge him with a dash attack or something. Throws out a down smash, and ends up following with dash attack when he could have just ran up and grabbed, and then probably could have gotten a kill conversion off of it. Alright. Still pretty well played. I feel like he's just got to play a little bit more of a grounded game. Be very safe. And, like, if you're gonna be using your double jump or just like using a jump at all, and you're not like 100% certain about it, I'd say use it defensively, like fade back or something, rather than just go balls deep with it. Because the second you get hit in the air, you're gonna just be eating a big punish. FG, they also both like this stage. Ooh, that was a really slick grab. I don't know how he found that. That was actually very impressive.
That both of them don't use their real names or anything akin to it in their.
But they're both actually names.
Fucking Rob on commentary. I love Rob. Ooh, almost. That was a good idea with the follow-up. Just didn't quite get there in time.
Are you kidding me? Wow, way to be a grammar Nazi. All right.
Alright, got him off stage. What's he gonna do about it? Alright, that worked. I feel like that wasn't a great idea, but it ended up working out, so, like, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Ooh, gets him off stage again?
I remember that meme track. Grand final versus.
Alright, no,
In that world. Well, that came up at some point.
It was me versus lowercasemike.
And
I feel like Jesse's really good at just staying on the offense, but
I forget what.
sometimes he just overextends a little too hard, uses his jump in a bad situation, and then he just eats, like, so much damage from it. Just because it's hard for him to get down.
I don't know. I remember far back in the history.
That wasn't a terrible idea for the read either. Like that covered like every option except for get up attack, and coincidentally that was the one that Greg picked. Yeah, not much you can do there. Yeah, I feel like Jesse's a very aggressive and read-based player. I would like to see him expand on his defensive options a little more, because I feel like a lot of his losses just come from him overextending a little too hard. And Greg blows himself up.
And how many times has just
Out of 5.
Okay, that was pretty funny. That was actually really funny.
But he's been saying.
That's the thing. Is I said he's been
He's
close
been
every
saying
time.
that
He's
he
been getting
knows
there.
he can beat him.
Yeah, and it does. Like,
And he's done it before, but it hasn't happened. I believe in him. It's been a minute.
Alright, this is a little baby combo. That was nice. I feel like Jesse's good at getting like 2 or 3 hits strung together whenever he gets a combo, which doesn't sound like a lot, but Ike's damage output and knockback is so just impressive that just those 3 hits, if he gets 3 neutral wins and can like capitalize with like 3 hits each time, you might be dead. And then Jesse will go for reads, and I feel like his reads work out pretty often. Like a lot of people just accuse him of being like a forward smasher, like he'll just forward smash all the freaking time. But they're usually in really smart situations, so like while there are other moves that might cover it better, you're probably less ready to deal with those moves, or deal with F smash as opposed to those moves. So he plays it pretty smart. Yeah. I feel like in that situation, Greg really should have just held shield. There's not much. I mean, after he shields the attack, he just has to grab like that. So yeah, you know, another thing is I feel like Jesse gets shield grabbed fairly often. I've noticed at least two or three important times where it has. So you might want to work on spacing your moves on shield, or mixing up just grabbing on shield, which I know you do. Just like, I don't know, sometimes it's a much better idea than just throwing out the aerial. Sometimes, there was one situation before actually, the one I was talking about. Let me see if I can go back and find it. Was it? Where was it? It was right here, I think. Right around here. In this situation, assume Greg stayed in shield. One thing you can do is like you're feinting that you're gonna like come down with an aerial, right? Because you're like threatening that. One thing you can do is just like fast fall and grab them, because like using like tomahawk grabs like that, I think that's what it's called. Don't kill me if I'm wrong, but using those kind of like just fake out like, oh, I'm gonna come down with the aerial, nah, JK, I'm gonna just grab you. Just like smart little mix-ups like that are like key. Again, because I can get so much off of a grab.
He's the Wiimote warrior.
And you know that, but like,
He's the Wiimote, but he's still good at the game, which is
you do get your grabs, but I feel like it would be worthwhile to go for more grabs. Hell, maybe even like dash dancing could be beneficial. I don't know how good it is for Ike, because like you've got a superior movement option in quick draw, but it's probably still worthwhile to implement. Ooh, that was a smart feedback. That was a good grab on the 3rd hit.
Oh, says the 7-minute.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That.
Alright, off stage. How's he gonna deal with it? Good sweet spot. Greg just kind of gives up ledge.
Now, today,
And that was a bad punish. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. That was pretty bad.
He used to rely on timeouts.
Okay.
Oh yeah, at least I didn't time out today. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I actually said directly here, Jake,
Nice.
that if you want to see a timeout, watch my game versus his puff, because I knew he was.
Alright, let's see what else we got. So Greg rightfully bans 2 of the small stages. Stages with small side boundaries. Does not want to be caught there with Snake. I feel like this stage favors Snake, but it's also good for Ike. I know, again, like they've played on nothing but stages that they both like. So,
And now I see the screen again.
Up airs, or not up airs, up airs.
that was a good idea with the jab, jab, grab. That's one of those pseudo-true things, like at low percents, where that will usually work, but like, in that situation, it just didn't pan out, because I think he got hit behind him on the jab or something.
I didn't have lunch today.
Oh, who's back?
Nice counter.
So he's going for the side B dash. I mean side B up.
Who do you think has the preference here in terms of stage?
I love it when it's.
I really like it when Jesse uses the regular hit of quick draw. Just sometimes he will do it, because Jesse usually does one of 2 things when he quick draw cancels, or when he charges quick draw, he cancels into an aerial or he cancels into grab. So just those very like that 5% of the time where he'll actually just like hit you with the move itself, because that move, like if you charge well like enough, that can kill. And it'll just catch people off guard a lot, so that was smart.
I mean, this was my.
I don't know how I feel about that counter.
He said that he likes PS2 because decent horizontal
Yeah, that's gonna do it. That's why I feel like this stage is good for Snake, but it's also good for Ike because he's gonna be getting early kills either way.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, but that's gonna take.
Alright, how does he edge guard him?
Possibly. Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, back air. Okay, I was expecting up air. Ooh, that was a really cool idea. If he didn't like try to get off the Cypher solo to the ledge there, that definitely would have snagged him. Yeah, but Greg was smart and got off the Cypher low enough. If he had gone just a little bit higher, that may have actually snagged him. So that was a good idea.
Hurt in the soul.
Grab a napkin real quick.
Alright. Who is again off commentary. But he should be back soon and oh, he's trying to go for those combos, but Jesse's very slippery.
I want to see less full hops out of the Oh,
Can he make
I
it
thought I was
back?
gonna go down with him for a second. I was gonna
That's fair.
like lose my mind. Ooh, that was smart. But in situations like these, I want to see less full hops out of quick draw, especially against grounded opponents. Against opponents that like the air more often than not, then full hop would be a good call out because you might get above them, or just call them out while they're in the air. But against grounded opponents, that's just gonna completely whiff. So yeah, try. I know it's hard on a Wiimote, but like if you can short hop out of the quick draw more often than not, especially against an opponent like Snake who's gonna be on the ground more often, I would recommend doing that over the full hop if you can. I would want to rewatch this because this was a really nice
Make it
sequence.
back? Oh, he did. How about that? That's
Jab,
fair.
jab, grab, back air.
Oh.
Very nice. And then just gets forward air in the face.
Also, look at that charge forward smash.
Yeah.
Handsome Jack special.
Jack special.
He's only done it like once or twice in the set.
Yeah, this is actually that was a nice spike off stage.
Oh, with the spike.
Out of
hit.
stage. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a hit. That was really nice place though.
That was not the best forward smash.
Up tilt, up tilt.
It was up tilt, man.
I don't feel like it. I don't feel like the read was really warranted in that situation. Like there was no reason to go for any kind of read in that situation. Ooh.
Up air.
Up there, down B.
Oh.
Ah, he used it way too early.
Not yet, anyway. He's close though.
I think he was trying to edge cancel the side B here. If that's what you were going for, then that's a really smart idea because you could have just back aired him immediately after the edge cancel and just ruined his day. There you go. Finally gets the punish.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
That was the third time that has happened this set, and that was the first time it was punished. Ooh, nice roll. That was actually a really good roll behind him to down smash. I don't know if down smash was the best idea, but it got him off stage and set him up for an edge guard, which was a good situation for you to be in at that point. Forward air, forward air,
Another forward air? That's
and guards edge. Alright, that was a good showing.
It was.
Mike was looking to take.
Again, the big thing is the things I was saying about quick draw cancel, and maybe trying to implement more crouch cancels and just refine the defensive play a little bit more. Because the aggression is already on point. You've got the aggression on lock as soon as you can refine the quick draw and the short hop with the quick draw. But for the times when aggression isn't working, being able to just sit back and maintain stage control and like throw out defensive nairs or forward airs or whatever the hell, maybe dash dance grab. I don't know. There are a couple ideas in there for you. So whatever you can take out of this and implement, I feel like any of it can help. I mean, you're already doing pretty well as is, but you know, there's always room for improvement. So hopefully some of the things I said will help you break through and become even better. I don't know. All right, well, thanks for watching. See you guys.